I'm Sean Sullivan, and this is my function operations video. So, in function operations, it really uses two main notations, which is f of x and g of x. So, those notations will look weird in these upcoming equations, which are crucial to function operations, but they will make sense. So this first equation, f plus g x and then the second equation we'll be using is f minus g x. Then the third equation that we'll be using is f times g x. And then the fourth equation we'll be using is f o, and o means just of, so f of g to x. And then the final one that we'll be using is g of f to x. And this looks very complicated, but it'll all make sense soon once I show you the base information. So I'm going to explain this to you by using this example. So f of x equals, let's say, 4x plus 3. And g of x equals x squared plus 6. Alright, so those two will function in later, but now let's look at these equations, what these really mean. Because when you think about it, all you have to do is really distribute these two letters. So what this equation really means is fx plus gx. And what this equation here really means is fx minus gx. Because, look, you would distribute that. So that's what these complicated equations really, really mean. So this next one actually means fx times gx. Now this is where it gets a little bit trickier, but it's really not that hard. If you look at this is f of g to the x, what this really means is f, right, to g to gx. So that looks complicated, but what that really means is that the gx, which is right here, would really be just in there. So that would be f, like f of that equation right there. So then the same thing for g of f equation, but it would just be the opposite. So g f of x. And this will all make this, if this doesn't already make sense, it will make sense shortly. So if these are our base equations that we'll be using for these, now let's look at this. So this equation right here really just means this. So it's really just f of x, which is 4x plus 3 plus g of x, so which is really x squared plus 6. So if you just do that simple math, you really just get x, combined like terms, x squared plus 4x plus 9. That would be the answer to looking for this equation right here. It's a lot less complicated than it looks, doesn't it? So I'll number these. This is number 1. Let's number this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now let's look at number 2. So f of x minus g of x. So this is asking us 4x plus 3 minus x squared plus 6. So when you just look at that, it's very, very simple. So if you just look at it just like this, shoot, my bad. Squared plus 6. If you just look at it like this, it really just means negative x squared plus 4x plus 9. Doesn't that look way simpler? And now let's do the third one. So f of x times g of x. So this one's a little bit trickier because on this question you'll have to make sure you distribute the two equations. So look at this. You have 4x plus 3 times x squared plus 6. So let's make sure we distribute that. So that would be 4 x to the